big guy. Give me one more here, okay? Give me one more here, big guy. Now I've got it on the camera. Here we go. All right, so let's jump on in here and take a look, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of all over the place a little bit, you said?
Yep. Can you tell?
Alright, so the big thing I see here is our path starting to get positive again. Your attack angle has been very down. So attack angle -7 here. Just getting really ahead of the ball. So let's take a look. Actually, stay there pretty good. Start getting that line a little bit. All right, so I'm going to ask you a few questions. When you come on through here, does it feel like you're bunched up?
Yeah, I would say probably, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Don't look like I'm turning.
No, we're gonna work on a drill here to get you kind of turning better. Yeah, you can see how your rear end's really getting there.
Yeah, I thought I was doing that right, but I guess I'm not.
That's okay. It takes time. It takes time. So let's do a little drill here. I want to give you what we call a little tilt and turn drill.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to get you to turn a little bit more behind the ball and a little bit less hip turn. Does that make sense?
Okay.
All right. So let's do a very simple drill here. Kind of get started here. Okay. So what I'm going to do, let me demonstrate this for you real quick. Okay. So I'm going to put this right here. Okay. We're going to get this just inside my right foot.
Mhm.
Okay. Then we're going to take the other alignment rod just like this. Okay. The big thing I want you to kind of do is just get these to match up.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want you to get a simple feel for what we're trying to do here. Okay.
Mhm.
And that way you're turning behind the ball and hopefully some less hip rotation. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. Good. Okay, so we're going to put that just inside of our right foot.
Inside.
Yep.
Got
Yep.
it. Perfect. Perfect.
There we go. Now we're going to put the right across our shoulder line. There you go. Okay, now let's just kind of turn and get those matched up. There you go. Okay. You feel how you're getting that crunch in your left side here? Okay, so, yep.
Like
Got it.
that?
Yep. You're good. There you go. Good. Okay. Good. Set up one more time for me. This. There you go. Okay. Yep. Okay. Yep.
Not like this.
No, not like that. We don't want to get that crunch. We want to have that feeling of coming through, right? Because once I get that crunch, my spine's going to tilt this way and then I'm going to traverse that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Do that a couple times for me.
I always thought it was gonna be this, so that's why I think I always felt like this was swaying off the ball.
Well, we want to turn and keep our head there. We don't want to lose our head there. All right, good. Okay. So it almost feels like we're looking at it out of our right eye. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay, good. Yep. Now you're getting in a good position right there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, so let's take a look. You did a little swing here, but you got it at the end when I started holding your head just a little bit. So let's kind of take a look. All right. Good. Okay, that's more where we need to be. See how you're getting your back to the target now?
Yeah, and I'm watching my head relative to the line on this picture behind me,
Mm-hmm.
and it's coming over a little bit, which you said was okay last time.
Yeah, we want to be just a little bit inside that. That was the little bit of that sway. That's why I kind of came over there and held your head a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but all right, here's where we were. No turn back. All right.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? You're getting your rear end. You're doing this, right? You're keeping your head there, but you're just doing this. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that's why your angle of attack is so down. So now if we can get you to kind of do more of this,
Mm-hmm.
okay, now I've got all that room to get into that spot and then drive through. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so just kind of get this on out of here, okay? And just kind of feel like you're turning that stick, okay? Yeah, we're gonna get the arms up just a little bit. There you go. Good. Okay, good. Mm-hmm. Good. Mm-hmm. Right, you feel like you're looking at it out of your right eye as you turn back, right? Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Mhm. Let's see what arms are. Mhm. Now, can you come on through for me? Slowly. Okay. Try to get that feeling. Come on through slowly. Yep. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. So we're trying to, I can see that we're trying to get a sense of how we're going to get back down to the ball, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good. Okay. Good. Again. Now let's come on back over here and do the drill again. Keep getting that feel, okay? How does that feel as far as a turn goes, Michael? Talk to me.
Feels good. It feels good. And, you know,
Okay.
I think it's completely opposite of what I thought, but that's okay.
Okay. Chin up a little bit. Feel like you're standing tall. Right? Good. And then yeah. So you can see that we have some flexibility issues, right? You can feel that, right?
Yep.
Okay, so this is just a drill that we need to kind of do. Yeah. Good. Good. Mm-hmm. Right. Now, if we look at your hips, just your hips, okay, they're not thrown over
Right.
like this, right?
Yeah, I feel that. Absolutely.
Okay, good. That's what I really want us to harness in on. Good.
Yeah, I was going like this.
Yes. Yeah, good.
I feel that it's a much tighter.
Yes. Yes, because if I get down here,
Yeah.
right, that's going to go
All
this way.
loosey.
That's going this way. A lot of
All
the trains moving at that
Yeah.
point, right?
Yeah, it's
Okay,
a
so
lot of variables. You're right.
you know, as I was kind of taught as a kid, it's kind of more of those motions. Like here's my sternum, it kind of turns and goes up a little bit. So light bulb out here, right? And then as I come, it's going to drop, get back onto the ball, right? Chest over the ball, and then coming back up. Okay. Mm-hmm. Good. Now turn to stop. Now, is it easier to get into, try to press into your left side? Now you've got all, that's where we want to be. See how the back's still to the target?
Mm-hmm.
Now you can really unload. Now we're going to do that, and I want you to pull through for me. You got me? Yes, that's what you need to do. Yes. See how much faster your hips are turning now?
Yeah. That's
Okay.
huge.
All right, good.
Huge.
All right, so the big thing for us is that we're going to need to spend some time at the house doing that drill quite a bit, rehearsing that feel, rehearsing that feel.
I like
right?
it.
Good.
I like it because at the house all week I was doing this against the wall.
I got you. I got you. So I think those.
What are you doing? I don't know. I'm just trying something.
All right, but I think this is going to be the easiest way visually for you to kind of see it and to get
Yeah.
a good feel for it too, right?
Right.
And then I think really getting rid of that concept of the left shoulder really going down,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
I think you see a lot of that on YouTube and stuff like that where they're like, hey, get your left shoulder down.
Right.
Yeah, well, that's by a 28-year-old kid who's been in the gym his whole life, right? That's not for us who are, you know, in our mid 40s, mid 50s or so. Here we go. That's good. All right, you're going to feel like you're turning up. Okay. All right, and then if I kind of held you back, right, feel that press again. Yep, and now you can jump and pull through. There you go. Good. Mm-hmm. Good. All right. All right. Now we're getting rid of that early extension too on the ground. All right, I'm going to let you hit 3 balls here. Okay?
Okay.
All right. I want you to just try to focus in on that feel. Don't worry about the results. Let's just focus on that feel. All right? How do you feel like you did on your movements?
Very mechanical.
Okay, that's to be expected on the beginning. Right? It's always different when we've got a club in our hands, right?
Yep.
So we're doing a really good job of winding back behind it, right? But you can kind of see that everything's kind of starting up from the top and coming down, right?
Yep.
Like we kind of talked about with the motion that we need, right? So, with that being seen, let's get the club across our chest again, or let's get a feel for it again. Okay. Chin up. Turn. Oh, once again, start again. Turn. There you go. You feel that?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Again. Yeah. There you go. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Good. Good. Okay. Turn and stop. Good. Now press into our left side. There you go. Okay, that's going to take some time right there. That's got to be that X motion, right? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
There. Just remember, we just need to press down. Mm-hmm. That's it. Okay, just a little. Yep. Good. Not so much, just a little. Mm-hmm. There you go. Down, and then rotate that hip out of the way for me. Mm-hmm. You feel yourself coming back up?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Got a little short of parallel there with what we're trying to do. There you go. Good. 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 Mm-hmm. Stop for me. Where do you feel your pressure at right now on your feet?
Actually, I feel it there and there.
Mm-hmm. Good. Good. You want to feel it in the heel area with the right foot, and you want to feel it on your inseam right there.
Exactly where I feel. Yeah.
Okay, so
That's right.
yeah, absolutely. So when we talk to really good players, they don't really talk about their upper body or their hips or anything. They all feel everything in their feet. They can tell you what they've done with their feet. All right. Yeah. Okay. Good. Now you're utilizing ground pressure for speed. Once again for me. Good. 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 Take a break for a second. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's a huge difference.
Good.
It's a huge
Little-
thought process difference.
Yes. So, I mean, the big thing for us right now is just to kind of get those feels. I would get a mirror on this side right here so you can see yourself. The big thing I think for us is we need to make sure that when we visualize ourselves doing this, right, that we're really getting that shaft parallel to the one on the ground, right?
Right.
Okay, because sometimes I kind of see you kind of get like this.
Yeah,
Right.
that's a flexibility issue.
Yeah, but the more we do that, right? But the big thing is, right, we want to make sure that, you know, if here's my left shoulder, I want it to kind of replace where my sternum is.
Right.
Right? I don't want to get down here where I get that crunch. Yeah. Right? Mm-hmm. All right, so if you kind of see me here, right, when I turn, it's almost like I turn up a spiral staircase this way, and then as I come through, I turn up another spiral staircase this way, right? So it's here, down, back up. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No problem.
So I was like, hey, Andrew. Hey, I'm in the middle of a meeting. Can I call you back in about 30, 40 minutes? You mind? Okay, I'll give you a shout as soon as I get back in the car, okay? Thanks, sir. Bye. Sorry about that.
No problem. Hey.
Try to catch him before I got here.
Hey, I understand. Okay, so without the ball, okay, let's just try to imagine what we're doing there. Yeah, let's have a visual. That's even better, right? Good. Good.
I don't think I'm going down.
Let's set up for me real quick. Good. Do something here real quick. Just a little bit. There you go. There you go. Okay. So getting those shoulders to kind of close up or get square,
Mhm.
you get them. You have a tendency of getting them a little open. Okay. There you go. Tell me what you feeling, what you thinking. Talk to me.
I mean, I feel like I know what I need to do. I don't feel like, well, I feel like I'm doing okay getting back,
Okay.
I think. I think the transition from back, push, through and up, I'm not quite getting that. Just, I mean, I get it, don't get me wrong. I just, it's the body saying, okay, what's next?
Yeah. So I think the big thing is
It's not
that
fluid yet, but, you know.
I think what we need to kind of do is we need to do some hip and trunk disassociation, right? So we need to start doing some of the little drills where we kind of keep our chest here and we kind of start getting that a little bit. Then you got a gym membership, right, or something like that, or
No.
Okay. Well, if you find like an old elastic band or something like that,
house.
get one about waist high or something like that and hold it and then start to turn your hips a little bit and then get your chest to kind of come through a little bit. Because right now what it is, you can see on video, it's like everything kind of has to turn together,
Yep.
right? And instead of getting that, you know, this kind of motion a little bit, and that just takes time, okay? All right, so let me see if I can give you just a little bit of a feel here under your feet to kind of help that just a little bit. See if this might help you just a little bit, okay? Let me demonstrate this for you real quick, okay? So I'm gonna take this ball underneath my Right, left foot, I'm gonna put it underneath there. This guy I'm gonna put underneath my heel. So right foot, ball under heel, left foot, ball under the ball of my foot, okay? As I turn, I wanna feel that pressure, right? And then when I get up to the top, what I wanna do is I wanna squeeze that ball. Okay, that starts to get my hips to get away from my chest a little bit. Does that make sense? So here, and then turn, right? It's just a fraction of a second as I get that to kind of go, but now this guy's leading, this guy's behind, and I can kind of come through.
Okay.
So hopefully that gives you a feel underneath your feet. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so left foot underneath the ball of our foot, okay? And then go ahead, put wherever your right foot will want to be, okay? Lift up your heel. Okay, so let's kind of go with these two together for practice purposes, okay? Let me get you in line right. Okay. Very good. Good. Okay. So. All right. There you go, pushing into that heel. You feel that now?
Yeah, I'm not hanging on.
Okay. Stand, get up a little bit taller. It's going to be easier for you to turn if you're taller. Okay, good. Now if you step into that left side, yeah. All right, so, okay, so go ahead and turn. Good, so we get you here. Good, now press. There you go. Now this is exaggeration. I want you to understand that, but I'm trying to get you a feel of what that's supposed to be down there, right? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. There you go. Now you're turned back. One more for me. Take a break for a sec. You feel that underneath your feet? Okay. Any questions right there?
No. I think that's a good one.
Okay. So those are, those are things that we want to kind of work on, right? When we get on up to the top, I really want to feel like I'm pressing into that right heel. I'm going to have some pressure on my inseam of my left foot, right? But then I want to have that kind of get into my left side a little bit. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Any questions right now, big guy?
No.
So let's just kind of do this. Let's just kind of take a couple swings, try to put these things together, okay? Not worried about the ball. Okay, just want to feel like we're turning behind that ball, right? Feel like you're standing tall. There you go. Good. Two more. Not quick. All right, give me an honest assessment. What are you kind of feeling? Talk to me again.
Just feeling the sequencing is just, like one yes, one no, one not so good, one okay.
Okay.
Not sure exactly not sure exactly without the response of the ball,
Mm-hmm.
not really sure if I don't know if the swing feels right.
Okay, okay, so
Yeah.
you're ready to hit a few balls? See
Yeah,
where-
I
see where the
don't
flight's
know.
going?
Yeah, that's fine. I don't know, is any of that working as a result yet?
Yeah, I got you. We got to see the proof in the pudding, right?
Right.
I get you. I get you. But no uncomfortable,
No.
not feeling any pain.
No, except that I can't, my flexibility sucks, but that's something I have time to work on it, so I'm gonna work on it.
Absolutely.
You know, so that's the only thing. You know, I know that, you know, if I can get back here, without moving my head a whole lot, if I can get back here, I think sometimes I'm here, sometimes I make it. If I make it, then I'm not ready to go yet. You know, obviously I don't turn far enough, so if I don't finish my backswing and I start, then that means that's gonna be,
Yeah. So it's
So
definitely.
I gotta get comfortable with this shoulder getting over that and getting here. Right now, I think it ends. I think it stops here.
a little short, right? So
Yeah.
you know the big thing is that, and when you get there, you're not there yet, but when we get there, right? When we turn, you should see my right shoulder in the swing. You see it on the back side over here?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Here, yes.
Correct. So when we get there, right, you're going to notice that when we turn, you're going to have a little bit of your right shoulder in the picture.
Okay.
Okay. Right now, when you turn, it's like this.
Right. Exactly.
Okay. And that's just a flexibility issue.
Right.
Right. The more that you can, to be honest with you, the more that you can get your back to loosen up back here and work on those things, then you're going to be able to get your shoulders to turn the way that you want.
Pretty good. I didn't think about that. Yeah. So when I'm looking in the mirror, if I can see my back right shoulder,
Right.
then I've turned enough.
Yeah. So let's just take a look at somebody here so you get a comparison and see. Right.
Yeah. 'Cause
So-
look at me now. I mean, you're right. Look at that.
Right, so as we kind of go here, you're almost there, right? But you can still see the parts of your shoulder right there just a little bit, right? But if you see, Corey's a little bit tighter than most, but you can see just a little bit of his
Yeah.
right shoulder back
Yeah.
there. Let's see if I can
Two of the old guys up there. It's one of the young guys up there. They all can get
Here
there.
we go. Here we go. Here's a good guy to watch right here. Club Pro guy came to. All right,
Yeah.
so that's what I'm kind of referring to. Just the back little tip of that shoulder right there when you see him turn
Yeah.
is where they want to be. So, but if we look at his sternum and then look at his left shoulder,
Yeah.
it's kind of right in the same place, right? Okay. It's not a lot of, you know, visually, probably when we're watching, it looks like the left shoulder goes down quite a bit, right? But that's because he's kind of turning his hips up and out of the way, right? Does that make sense?
I think so.
All right. So as he kind of starts to turn, right?
Yeah. I wanted to ask that question because,
Mhm.
you know, you talk about the hip turning up and away. My hips looks parallel.
Yeah. So that's why we need to kind of work on that, right? So let's watch this little button here, right? All right. See how it's still level?
Yeah.
Okay. When you do your drill, that doesn't happen, right? When we get you on the thing, you turn that hip up and out.
Oh.
Okay. So it's just getting back to a feel, right? Okay. But for us, for purposes of what you're talking about with that question, right? I need to have my hips. So it's okay, right? You're getting behind it, but it's like this.
Right. Exactly.
Okay? We need to kind of have that feeling like everything's getting up to the top of the staircase, right? So as I kind of go, right? So look at where my hip is, okay? So if I have this, right, and I turn,
Yeah.
see
I
how
don't
much
feel like
that's
I'm
up?
doing that.
Yeah.
I
You're
don't.
you're not. We can see that in the video.
Yeah.
Right there. So that's, you know, as I would say, that's probably another.
And I think that's what I was trying to do when I was going like this. I was trying to get that up.
Okay.
What I wasn't. I'm just saying it. You know, it is one of the things I saw on YouTube is that, you know, you need to have
Yeah.
that.
Absolutely.
But the problem is when I was doing that, I wasn't getting behind the ball.
Flexibility, right?
Right. So if I'm if I'm doing, if I'm doing this,
You're in a better position than what you think. Okay, so if you just do that, stay there. Okay? Okay, cross your arms. Okay? You're in a good position now. Okay, you're in better than what you think. Does that make sense?
yeah, yeah.
Okay. So that's just one of those things I think we've got to kind of mentally break through a little bit.
Mhm.
But I do like to, that is a great drill. We used to do that as kids, is press that thing backing up on us, right? Getting that hip back for us, right? Stretching out those muscles, right? Okay. But yeah, that is, that's definitely one of the things. You're getting your left shoulder across, okay? But you're not really kind of, yeah. Okay. Yeah, there you go. Good. Okay. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Good. Yeah. See, now you've got room to jump down now. Does that make sense? Okay. So if we watch Ian Poulter, let's just watch him now, right? So you see that he's up here with this. All right, and now he's going to drive that hip down, and then the left one's going to replace where it was. Does that make sense? Okay. There you go. Good.
That's an interesting thought. Because I was going like this.
Mm-hmm.
I need to get, maybe almost feel like his legs kind of, like you said, stretching.
Oh, yeah. So I've always, the big thing I always try to feel is I'm getting a nice crease in my groin area. So when I get that nice crease, I know my hip's coming up. Yeah. You feel that crease?
Yeah, actually,
Okay.
I can. That's actually pretty good.
Okay, good. Good. Feel yourself create that nice crease in your groin area. There you go. Not bad for the first swing.
Feels better.
Good. You slide a little bit on that one?
A little bit, but I felt like I came into a whole lot more powerful.
Mm-hmm. You did. You did. You slid just a smidge. I know. Hold you to a tight razor.
It's all right. I'm expecting a lot out of me.
Right.
Work on. Felt like.
Right. But your attack angle is coming down a little bit, which is good. We're not down into the 9s and 10s. Okay, that's where we want to be, probably about 5 or 6. At least with 7 up.
I felt really powerful in that shot.
Okay. We're going to clean up the face here in a bit. Okay, but right now let's just get these movement patterns going. Good. Much better. Much better. a little out to the right. Okay. Low points, good. Maybe a little bit down. Let me, I just want to kind of check to see where your ball position is a little bit. So I'm going to put this right here. Okay. So let's line up the iron right there. So we're going to put our left foot there, and I want us to put our right foot there.
Where?
Right here. Okay. Does that seem like about the right position that you continue to put it on? I just want to make sure. Or is it too far forward, too far?
No, you're good.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
That's about where I think I should be.
Okay.
So I'm not so sure that's too far off. Yeah, no, that feels almost.
Okay, I just wanted to do a little ball check real quick.
No, I
to make
appreciate
sure we're
that. I've always wondered whether or not I just instinctively put it in the right place.
good. Okay, good. Very good.
I always felt there were so many other things wrong with my swing.
Better have that
right. Whatever I can eliminate as a variable, I'm good.
Right. Very good. Okay, good. Let's get that nice crease in our groin area again. Come on.
Eesh.
That one felt really good.
Oh, sweet. That one sounded really good right there.
That one felt probably the best of. What I remembered I wasn't doing was turning, so I tried to see if I could show you my right shoulder.
Good. That was the highest smash factor we've had on our 7
Yeah.
7 iron so far.
So I said, no, let me see if I can get my shoulder where it needs to be. Back shoulder. Those last two felt the best out of everything I've swung so far.
Okay, good. Do you feel tight? Right? Don't
Not,
feel
not as tight as I was when I first started. So
Okay, good, good. All right, let's create that nice crease in our groin area, okay? Turn behind the ball. Okay. How's that feeling for us?
I feel a lot better.
Good.
It feels a lot better. It feels a lot better. I feel like, you know, if I'm at the top, I'm trying to make sure I feel this, a little bit of stretch here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm trying to make sure that this back shoulder is getting past this shoulder.
Okay.
If I can get there,
Mm-hmm.
which I did on the last couple, I feel like the impact is much more
Yes.
solid,
Yes.
you know, and I'm also giving myself time. I will, once I work on it more. I feel if I'm like this and I'm back as far as I can, I'm going to then learn how to fit the other piece in,
Mm-hmm.
which
Yes.
is that part.
Correct, correct. So really the big thing for us, I think the big discovery for us today is what the left shoulder does and not go so far down.
Oh, huge.
Right?
Huge.
So having an understanding that, you know, I put that thing right here and then I'm kind of more or less turning.
See, I
up to
always
the
thought
top.
that, see, you know, I mean, this never computed as something that I would ever have thought about or figured out because it was always this.
But here's the thing, so with that just being said, okay,
Yeah.
try to get, let's do a thought experiment. Let's have some
Sure.
fun here, right? So put the club across our chest, okay? Right, and I want you to do like some of those guys do. Get the shaft pointing towards the ball. Go ahead and do that. All right. So tell me, how are you going to get out of that?
That's the whole point.
Exactly.
Just like I try to do it, I said, you know, and if I work on the range, okay, I got it. You take it to the course, and I can't do that every time.
Yeah.
There's
It's
too
just-
many other things happening.
Yeah, it's just you've crunched down your whole left side so much
Yeah.
that you're stuck there, right?
Yeah.
This muscle has become inactive for us,
Yeah.
and now this guy's got to pull me up and
Right,
out of it. right?
exactly.
So more or less, I want us to kind of feel like you're going to make a free throw with your swing, right? That kind of motion,
Yeah.
right? So I'm kind of getting up here, back down, right, like I would, and then I'd shoot.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
A lot easier sport to think about than this damn game, right?
Wow. No, today's been great. This has been great. This is what I knew I had bad things in my swing. And I know that doing the YouTube and all was going to create bad things because I didn't know how it all fit together.
Yeah.
I was trying to find out one swing thought that I could take that would be my thing.
Yeah.
Well, the problem is that I've integrated a bunch of bad swing thoughts into. If there's a
Well,
good
you're
swing
just-
thought there, it's gone.
You're just grabbing one every day,
Yes,
right?
exactly.
And there's no consistency to that. Now you're going to be able to get that club to
Take
drop
that.
into the slot for you.
Those are. If it goes like that on the course, then I feel like
Yeah,
I'm in good shape.
I think if we can put the time in to do what we need to do, right?
Yeah.
And not allow those old habits to start, because they're going to pop up.
Yeah.
Right? It's just, what we're used to, right? But the
Yeah.
more I can get you to do this muscle memory and all that, within a month's time, if I said, hey, I want you to get your left shoulder, I ain't doing that, right? They
Yeah.
don't feel comfortable.
Yeah.
I want to feel like I can turn up and free.
Yeah. Well, I never thought about thinking about, parallel is right.
Yeah.
I never one time did I ever think parallel was right.
Right.
I always thought you needed to have some angle because everyone talks about angle, keeping your angle, right? Well, I'm not saying I'm not. What I'm saying is that my guess is my angle is there, but I feel like I'm parallel.
You feel like you're up here, right?
Right, exactly.
Right, yeah. Yeah, it's a huge night and day difference for
Oh,
somebody
humongous.
who's always used to getting down here,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And then feeling, this tension that I have in my hands. It's
Yeah.
just a tight, tense feeling.
Right. So I got a driver in the car, but I'm not going to get that. So
Okay.
this is essentially the same. This is kind of this hybrid driver sort of.
Oh, is this that mini driver?
Yeah.
That's cool. Is that who's making that?
It's just something off Performance Golf that I got, but I got it because I needed something that gave me more. I wasn't getting a lot of distance off the tee,
Okay.
so I thought, okay, I need something that I can hit off the fairway and off the tee and not have. It's a little bit shorter shaft, a little more controllable. So that's why I got it, and I hit it okay. Now, I'll probably hit it better now, but I hit it okay. But I have a Ping with a stiff shaft in it in the car, and I have a Wilson with a regular shaft. And I only get it out about 200 yards, which is about all I hit this. So
Do you know why they came out with the mini driver?
I don't, why?
Because what the pros do is they can tee it down lower,
Yes.
right? And they're still able to control it with a little bit more of a draw, right? If I tee it down too low, the low factor that they want, especially like Ricky Fowler right now, you can't get a draw with that big head. So you're always, that's why you see Mitch Berger hitting that cut all day long.
Okay.
So that's why they come out with the mini driver, is to allow people to get the ball closer to the ground with the tee, which usually means more consistency instead of getting up in the air.
Well, it definitely bores. There's no doubt about it. I mean,
Correct.
and then when it hits, it scoots.
Yes, and that's what
Yeah.
it's designed for. It's designed to be low penetrating shot that you can actually, with these heads now, can draw the ball off that low.
It
thing
does
instead of
draw.
hitting the
Yeah, it does draw pretty easily.
Yeah.
Which my driver doesn't, or either one of them does. But And then I also know my swing speed whatever. Where's the swing speed here?
75. That's a 7-iron now.
With a driver, I'm probably 85, maybe 80. I'm not really bad.
Well, to be honest with you, speed is part of the factor, but the big factor is centerness of contact. Making sure I hit that in the screws. Create that nice crease. Now, are you typically hitting this off the ground on the course, or are you hitting this off the tee?
Both.
Okay.
I mean, I've only had it like, a month or so I haven't had it real long. But yeah, no, I typically hit it off both.
Okay.
On a tee, I'll have a tee up about that much.
Yep.
And then on the ground, obviously it is what it is. But it actually is pretty simple. It's a lot easier to hit. Actually, I think it's easier to hit than my 5-wood off the ground.
That sounded good.
But you can see my swing speed is not very big.
That, now that, that we're soon to be done with work, we should be implementing some speed drills into it. That,
Okay.
It's never too late to start speed training. Do me just a little favor here, since it is somewhat of a driver-ish. Let's try to get our hands maybe a little behind the ball as we set up just a little bit. There you go. There you go. Good. Give that
Now, just so you know, when I set up like this,
Mhm.
it looks like my club face is closed.
Okay. So
And
stay
just a natural set.
Stay right there. Stay right there. And it should.
Hmm.
Does that make sense? So here, let's come on back to this guy. Okay. That might be where we're getting a little wonky with a few things. Okay. All right. So we're going to put this right here where the wood would go. Okay. We're going to put our left foot right there for me. So put it right on up on there. Get on there. Get it on there. There you go. And then put our. All right. So now let's take a look at our toe line.
Okay.
Does that make sense, big guy? So if I get like this, okay,
Mm-hmm.
your face is going to be pointing left,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. I'm just looking at my feet and my toes
Mm-hmm.
relative to. So when I take this someplace else, I've got some remembrance here.
All right. So here's what I would do, okay, for practice purposes. Okay. If we don't have a little something like that or something like that, I would get an alignment stick here, and I would do this. I would ever so kind of turn it just a little bit. Okay? So get your toes up against that. Yeah? Yeah, and then get the... All right. What does your face look like it's doing now?
It's square to the. Yeah, it's better.
Okay. Okay, so now you're starting to get an understanding that the setup is really important for what that face looks like, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if we see that face really left, let's check our setup and see if our body lines are aimed left. Does that make sense?
So when it's like this, I mean, just my eyesight,
Mhm.
I think I'm straight, but my hands are going to be ahead of the ball or at the ball. If I'm
Yeah.
like this, it looks a little closed.
That's
So Is
okay.
it here or is it here?
Well, let's go with this. Okay, so if I'm on the ground, we're probably going to have our hands in a neutral position like we would with a 3-wood.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but if I have it on a tee, I'm probably gonna have my hands just a little bit in line or just a little bit back of that. Never ahead,
Back, gotcha.
okay?
Fair enough.
All right,
Okay. Okay.
okay? So let's
Yeah.
kind of give that a shot there, okay? It's okay if you like them perfect. Hold on one second, let me see if I've got like a little metal thing for your face. Level up, get my body head just a little bit.
Okay.
Is that making sense?
Yeah, no, it makes sense. You know, it's execution, obviously. Not too bad.
No.
Not too bad.
Right? Rome wasn't built today, right?
That's what they keep telling me. Okay, I do that a lot.
Let's take a look at that. All right. Goes ahead.
My club head, my head is my hands, my head is, club head is,
Well, you're kind of, what it looks like to me is that we're kind of throwing the club a little bit and our head's kind of backing up and out. Does that make sense?
yeah. Kind of a flip at the bottom.
Mm-hmm. But we really didn't really make the best of turn, right? So if we kind of
Yeah.
look here, we got
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of back
you're
to
right,
the old
you're right.
thing.
Yeah.
You see how the shoulders,
Yep,
right?
yep.
So that's just, time, right? There's nothing I can say more than that. It's just time. Getting in there and doing it, right? But you were having really good success or a feel with the 7-iron with trying to feel like that right shoulder was getting back. Did we get away from that kind of feel a little bit?
Well, didn't mean to. But
That's
I
okay.
did.
That's just what I kind of see here when I look at it, okay?
And that one I felt like I got a shoulder.
That one sounded a lot more solid.
Yeah, that shoulder I felt like.
Okay. I mean, the big thing is, here's the thing I see here, is the low point, now it is on the ground, is not so far down. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Right? And that's something that with this club, we are still gonna hit down, but I don't want it to be 6 or 7. Does that make sense? That tells me that the lead shoulder's really getting down, the head's getting in front, and then we're just coming down on it. Right? So now that you're getting, what it seems like to me, getting more turn, we're able to shallow it out a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Good. You get far enough back on that, I can tell. As soon as I started down, I went, oh crap, you get
Okay.
far enough back.
Right? And that's big. At least we're getting an understanding of what we need to feel. Good.
Guy told me a long time ago, you don't ever finish your backswing. Okay, I'm not sure I know what that means, but I think I do now. Jesus. I also feel like
Mhm.
I also feel like if you look at Ian Poulter's swing through versus mine, there's a lot of differences, but as he's coming through the ball, let's look at positions. I seem like I slow down here, and his body is accelerating, his upper body is accelerating through, and I'm stopping, which is causing the club to slip at the bottom.
Correct. So what the big thing is here, right, and it comes back to flexibility, is look at his lateral side bend that he's able to keep.
Yeah.
Okay. So for you, you're absolutely on the right track right there. You see exactly what you're supposed to, right? As I start to come up and try to make a path for my hands a little bit, everything kind of slows up to let that kind of come through a little bit.
Yeah.
Right? And that's just going to be one of those things, the more we can get into more flexibility, you can see the guys that are like this, they stay in that position, and then they rotate their chest.
Yeah, they rip through it with their chest.
Correct, correct. And that's,
Right.
that comes back to that hip and chest dissociation.
Yeah.
Right? And then making sure that we kind of work on some lateral side bend drills as we come through. We're going to hit a few, and then I'm going to give you a few drills to kind of help you on that as well.
Okay.
Kind of help you get to that point.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
That's just a little body right there.
It's all right.
Now you get far enough back. So about that.
Give me 2 more, and then let's get some drills
Okay.
for you to do. Okay. There you go.
Felt better.
There you go. Good motion right there. Good speed. Right.
Yeah, when I can just think about the shoulder and getting this to replace the sternum and try not to overthink it, then I can make that happen. It's just one of those things. It's just going to take a lot of
Hands back just a little time.
Good, good, good.
One more for me, big guy. Okay, not bad. A little tired?
Yeah, you know, I'm swinging hard as I can anyway.
I got you. I got you. So let's talk about a few things that we need to work on. Right?
Okay.
First and foremost, alignment rods, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What I want you to kind of do is get one just inside our foot right there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Get that so. All right. And then just get here. And what I like to kind of feel like is I'm looking at it out of my right eye, not my left, because if I look out of my left, I can really rotate and turn.
Yeah.
Right, I can get out of the way. But if I kind of feel like I'm looking at it on my right eye, just kind of that,
Mhm.
right? I turn, but I still keep my head there, right? So for you, yeah, good. Get that right there, all right? You go. Good. Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So what people really don't understand is what is a vital muscle for the backswing, right? Is this, our neck.
Mm-hmm.
You feel that? All right?
Oh, no doubt.
Correct. All right? And now I'm starting to see a little bit of your shoulder on the back end, which is perfect. Okay? Yep. Yep. Creating that nice crease in our groin like we talked about, right? And feeling our hip turn up and away, right?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Good. Okay. Now another drill we can kind of do to kind of get that feeling, okay, of turning back. So go ahead and put the club across our chest again. Okay. And then if I have this up as a line, okay, I want you to turn that club past that line. Mm-hmm. Good. Uh-huh. All right, now I can see your shoulder on the back end now, for sure, every time. All right.
Right?
Okay. Yep. So what we want to work on, right? We want to work on these drills at home, right? In the mirror, doing stuff like that. So once again, this one here, June, you can get, you know, any kind of straight edge going up in the air, just kind of get a club across your chest and just feel like you're turning behind that. Right? Yeah. Right? So the other thing is, as you do these, right, make sure that you either have somebody put their hand next to your head or, you know, get a foam noodle and vet something a little bit, whatever it may be, so you don't, you know, do this.
Yeah.
Right. Really over-rotate, right? Okay. Big thing for you today, I think the big discovery for us was what the left shoulder does. Not going so far down and crunching my left side,
Mhm.
right? But instead, kind of going, it goes down just a little bit, but then it replaces that sternum, right? It does, you know, if you look right here, you can see that there is an angle to my turn, of course.
Sure.
Right? But I don't want to get down to the point where my left shoulder's pointing down to there, then I'm stuck. I've got to throw myself out, and then early extension comes and a lot of bad things start to happen.
Okay.
Okay?
Good.
What questions do you have for me today? What can I answer for you?
Good. No, good. Were you gonna send me any videos of anything so I could?
Yeah, I got it on YouTube. I'll send it to you.
Oh,
and
is that
I
what
thought I
it's
sent
supposed
you
I
a
didn't
swing
get it.
analysis.
I did not.
Okay. I thought, have you had any chance to look at the portal, the app that I sent it through? No? Maybe not?
Maybe not.
Okay. I sent it through there.
Where am I supposed to? Let's see. Let's get to it so I know.
Here. Let me just make sure that went through. And I will send you the link for the YouTube because that's the whole kabang.